kick out the jams. I can't say the rest of that because of the YouTube algorithm. But that is a very famous battle cry that is said at the top of one of the most famous songs by the MC5. Fred Sonic Smith, of course, along with Wayne Kramer, who we recently lost, Wayne Kramer. And someone on the channel in our comments, we always say, hey, leave a comment and let us know. Someone in the comments left a comment and said, being from Detroit, you should do a video on the MC5. Yes. But the reason why we waited a little bit to do it, and we did this with Christine McVie, and we do it really with anybody who passes, is, and let me back up and say, I don't think the person who suggested this video was like, yeah, you should do this for the clicks. But we always wait a little while after somebody passes because I just don't see people's passing as a clickable event. And I don't want to be like, oh, the algorithm has MC5 in it because Wayne Kramer passed, So that's why we waited a little bit. I would rather people, if you've never heard the MC5, or if you needed a reminder a couple months later, I would rather people come about it that way. I'd rather take 40 clicks of people who actually care about the MC5 than, 40,000 clicks of people who are clicking on it because the algorithm was like, hey, Wayne Kramer died, So having said that, I'm going to tell you the first 5 songs I would tell you to listen to from the MC5. And yes, the one I referenced at the very beginning of the video will be coming. But I would start in a little bit different order. If you were going to listen to the MC5, if you were going to go to streaming or whatever, or go buy one of the records right now, the first song that I would tell you to look at is a song called Looking at You. And it is from Back in the USA in 1970. Spoiler alert, this list is going to be heavy off of that record. I like that record a lot. So I don't want to, I always feel like if I say this term offends me, that people are like, yeah, but you're putting down that genre. I don't like the term garage rock. Okay. Because I feel like people get pigeonholed into it and it makes it sound like unprofessional. Like these guys just like aren't that good. Like, well, like pretty good for like my kid's band is good and they play in the garage. You know what I mean? Like that's
I get that. And it's offensive to people that don't have garages.
Yeah, as well. The MC5 get heralded as like the kings of garage rock.
Okay.
And I disagree. I don't think that's all that they do. Let me put it that way. Looking at You is first and foremost, it's very punk rock vibe, which is unusual for me to say that I like, but it is. But it also sounds like surf rock as well.
Okay.
Like if Dick Dale played for Green Day.
Okay.
That's what this song sounds like.
I'm doing like weird mental math now.
So, but I would I think that you would start there and go, oh, I know what to expect more out of this band than if you start with the obvious.
All right.
cut. The next one is from the album High Time from 1971, Over and Over. This to me, Led Zeppelin is one of those bands where they have phases of their career.
Sure.
Mid-era Led Zeppelin for me is, in my opinion, is like the Ocean, Kashmir, like bigger. So even though like Jamaica, even though Jamaica is not like a big sweeping song, it's got a grander feel to it than say Black Dog does.
Okay, that tracks.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then Kashmir is like,
well,
we have exercised our Pink Floyd bone, and you know what I mean. Like we've got that huge grand song. Okay, if mid-era Led Zeppelin got in a car accident with any era of the Who, that's what the song sounds like.
Okay,
to me. So it's big and it's bold, but it's also to the point. And I think again you're getting an idea as to why I'm defensive about calling them garage rock.
Okay, because it already sounds.
I don't think any garage rock band could put out a song like this. Okay, so I would tell you to check that out. Shake and Streak, which is from the first album that I mentioned, Back in the USA, 1970. This again. The best way I can describe these songs is with these kind of crazy mashups, but this is what it sounds like to me. So Steppenwolf, the one song most people know by Steppenwolf is going to be Born to Be Wild, Magic Carpet Ride. Okay. If you take those two songs and put them together and then put it together with early Neil Diamond.
That's beautiful.
I know. That's what this sounds like. So, and it's, the thing with the MC5, well, I think why they were a slow burn for me is I'm a big lyric guy. Like Roger Waters is my favorite lyric. Like these songs are very like I'm talking about one thing and that's it. Like there's nothing deep going on here. To me, they put a lot more into the groove than they did the lyric, right? And I think that shows by just the descriptors alone that I'm trying to give of where you're like, what? Like even the one where you're like, that doesn't even make sense. Like if you heard the song, you go, oh, that makes sense. come to the debut song off their first record that everyone knows for monetization issues. I can't even say the full name that everyone knows it by, but it's Kick Out the Jams, Mother Shut Your Mouth. Yes, this is the one everyone knows. If you grew up in Detroit, someone is always yelling it at someone downtown Detroit. Like if live music is going to be played, someone is either saying it's Detroit's Freebird. It's someone is saying it in the crowd or on stage or something all the time. Now this song, this is garage rock. This is why I didn't put it as number one, because I feel like if anybody ever says, you know, MC5, yeah, I know Kick Out the Jams. Like, no, you don't know the MC5. And I think you should still listen to it in the first five. I just don't think it should be anywhere near the first one.
Oh, because you need to like put it
See
in
what else they can
context
do.
first, right?
Yeah. To me, it would be like if someone said, hey, I want to hear you too. And you said, well, everything they've ever done sounds like I still haven't found what I'm looking for. Lies. Like a lot of what they've done sounds like that track, but that's not even close to the whole story of the band, you know? So that's the one you knew was coming. If you haven't heard that song, listen to it, but just the others first. So the last one that I want to say is the American Ruse. This is from back in the USA, 1970. We just recently did a video about protest songs. It was actually last Thursday's video. So if you're new here, hit subscribe, notification bell, go back and listen to watch last Thursday's video. You could put the lyrics of this like over any other punk rock type song I've ever heard. Like it's if any artist today released this song, they'd get canceled immediately. It's the name of the song is The American Ruse. And in your protest song video, we talked a little bit about with the Randy Newman song, we talked a little bit about how we always think we're right in this country and so on and so forth, and how a lot of people don't realize what a bill of goods we've been sold and so on. And again, without getting too deep in the woods, the name of the song is The American Ruse. So, and then this one is also, this to me is this is along the lines of like, what if you've ever heard of the MC5, this is the sound you're expecting. But the reason why I included it in the list and so closely to Kick Out the Jams is because of what I mentioned earlier, where like I'm a lyric guy and I don't think there's a ton to think about with these songs. This is one that I think you would go, same dudes that wrote Kick Out the Jams wrote those lyrics too. They mad, you know, and then it's off their second record. It's called Back in the USA. You know, they're like, also, we're not happy about it, you know. So we greatly appreciate the suggestion. We always say like, hey, if you have an idea for a video, and sometimes it does take us longer to get to than others. Like we shoot things way in advance and whatnot. We always try to get to the suggestions. And with this one in particular, again, I know the person who left the comment didn't have any ill will, but we purposely held off on it just because we wanted to wait on something like this. But once again, my name is Russ. That is Lauren. We have 3 videos for you every single week. Get involved in the discussion below. Watch our vinyl reviews over the weekends, the reaction videos, all that stuff. And as we always say, thank you so much for watching.